Welcome to today's webinar, and today is about developing receptive skills for innovative strategies. And this is the first webinar of the year, and this is the first webinar of series 3 for the teacher takeaway series based in Myanmar, and lots of Myanmar teachers here to give their opinions and give their experience about their teaching world and their teaching practice and share it with you. And hopefully everyone can build on their ideas and develop professionally and really move on in their teaching and find different ways that we can help our learners. So today, let's do a little housekeeping. Welcome to everybody. We can use the chat box. So first rules are, do not please put any personal information into the chat box or any promotional messages. We want it just to be teaching focused as much as possible. If there's anyone that is putting anything irrelevant or inappropriate, they can be removed by the moderator. So just so you know, this session is being recorded already, so you are already included in that. But there's no cameras on and there's also no microphones turned on, so it's just in the chat box. Okay, if you would also like to switch to listen to Burmese language, we do have an interpreter today. We have Gauzan with us today, Sarah Gauzan. So you can switch to, if you press on the interpretation button, then you can change the language at any time. And also we have a sign language interpreter, Miss Lily. She's also here. So if you want to also watch that, and if you know someone who that would benefit, then also later on, please do share this webinar with them, but also share this series, because all this series we will have a sign language interpreter. So please do make use of that. Okay, next one is, if you want to say anything to us, please use the chat box. If you want to talk to the speakers, please use the chat box. If you want to ask a question, we will be looking at both, but if you do have a specific question, try and use the Q&A box. And we will try and get it from there, but we will try and take them from both. And we have the Q&A session at the end. So at the end, everyone will want to know, you will get a certificate at the end, and you just need to complete the survey with your email, and then you will get that too. Good. Someone says they are interested in developing their skills, and that is excellent. One more thing that we need to know is, if you want to report anything, we want to make this event as safe as possible for everyone. So if you do want to report anything, please use the safeguarding email. Please take a screenshot of that in case you want to report anything. Also anything to British Council, you can use those emails there. Okay, and before we get started, let me just let you know about, we have another one next Thursday that will be about formative assessment. But today is about receptive skills. So keep that one in mind for next week. And today we will be doing our receptive skills. Okay. Can we take a screenshot? Yes, later. Later you can take, what would you like to take a screenshot of? You let us know later. But yes, we can go back. Okay, so now we're going to get started with receptive skills, and I will pass over to Tunai Major, who is going to get started with us today. So everyone turn their brains on, thinking about receptive skills and also thinking about your learners, how this will apply to your learners. Okay, Tunai Major, you can take yourself off mute. Oh, can't quite hear you yet. Oh, hang on, Tunai Major, no, we can't hear your sound right now. Let's take it off mute and test it. Hello, Win, nice to meet you. YP, what did you say? YP,
hello.
Can we take it? Oh, there we go. We can hear you now. Good. Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all here in this webinar. And I'm very grateful to British Council for giving us a chance to participate in this webinar. So first of all, may I introduce myself and to my partner, and I'm Tom Macho, and my partner is Emmanuel. So today we are going to present on developing receptive skills through innovative strategies. So here, may I claim what we mean receptive skills as well as innovative strategies. So here we mean receptive skills means reading and listening. And although we use the phrase like innovative strategies, these are not the strategies we created. These are the strategies that are modified to the traditional strategies that we found useful. So that's why we would like to share some useful strategy we can use in our classroom. So in our presentations, they are all together 3 parts. The first part is SLA theories and strategies to improve receptive skills. And the second part is applying metacognitive strategies. And the last part is takeaway message. So let me start my presentation with a few warm-up questions. So you can use the chat box to answer these questions. So the first question is, do all your lesson plans include receptive skills? If yes, how much do you include roughly? A, more than 80% of the lessons. B, 50 to 80% of the lessons. Or C, 20 to 50% of the lessons. Or D, less than 20% of the lessons. Thank you. B, some say A, B, D. Yes, it's B, okay. B, C, B, okay. So thank you. So yes, how much you include the receptive skills in your lesson maybe also depends on the objectives of the lessons. And for me too, depends on the objective of the lessons. I try to use different portions of receptive skills. Okay, so now let me move on to the second questions. The second question is, why are receptive skills important in language teachings? So here, A, to improve productive skills. B, to be independent learners. C, to extend linguistic knowledge. And D, to expose learners to language stresses. So here you can answer more than one question. A, thank you. A, C. Yes, yes, most of you say A. Okay, thank you. A, B, C, yes. Thank you, teachers. So now let's see. So here, when we say why receptive skills is important, we can find out that it is important to improve productive skills, and it is also important to extend linguistic knowledge, and as well as we need to give exposure to our learners to the language stretches. So these are some points we didn't as a warm-up questions. So now, may I have a look at what the researchers presented on receptive skills? According to Nations and Jonathan 2008, it was said that a well-balanced language course should include 4 roughly equal strengths like mini-focused input, mini-focused output, language-focused learning, and fluency development. So when we say mini-focused input, it includes reading and listening. These are also called receptive skills. Okay. So here today we would like to discuss on that. And according to them, we can say that it can be said that every lesson should include receptive skills. So there are so many SLA theories in English language teaching, such as structural perspectives, cognitive theory, metacognitive theories, and the last one, like maybe social cultural theories. So many theories like that one. Among them, today we plan lessons based on metacognitive strategy. So now let's look at the nature of metacognitive strategy. So here, these are the steps we can find in the metacognitive strategies, like monitoring, evaluation, and planning, but they are not in order. So how can we make them in order? which step comes first in the metacognitive strategies? Can you answer in the chat box? Yes. Planning, evaluations, planning, evaluations. Planning first. Okay, thank you. Yes, you're right. So the planning first, okay. And then we can find monitoring and evaluation. So these are the steps we can find in the metacognitive strategy. So what is the metacognitive strategies? So if we look at the metacognitive strategies, metacognitive strategy consider thinking process of the learners in language learning. So in these strategies, the teacher need to support the learners to be aware of the learning objectives. For example, if we ask them to read, the teacher should support the learners to be aware that whether they are doing general reading or specific readings or something like that. And the teacher can give some freedom to the learners to choose their own approach, and they can monitor their learning progress. So after that, the teacher can check their understandings and their needs based on their learning progress. And the learners can reflect what they have learned, whether the strategies they choose work well or not. So these are something related to metacognitive strategies. So now I would like to share a lesson plan based on the metacognitive strategies. But in this lesson plan, the procedures are put in a random order. So let's put them in the correct order. Is that in the planning or monitoring or maybe in the evaluation part? So you can type in the chat box, like for example, planning number 1, 2, or monitoring 3, 4, or something like that. So can you do it? Thank you. Number 1 is in planning. Okay. 1, yes. Yes. 2, planning as well. Yes, thank you. And 7 is planning. Evaluation 1, 5. 5 evaluations. Okay. Yes. 1 planning. 1 planning. Yes, you're right. 5 monitoring. 1, 2 planning. Okay, thank you. 3 evaluations. Thank you, teachers, for your participations. So now let's check what's the answer here. Okay, so in this lesson plan, we can find that step 1 and step 3 are in the planning stage, and 2, 4, and 5 are in the monitoring stage, and the last one, 6 and 7, will be in evaluations. So how we can apply this lesson plan in the real classroom will be carried out will be presented by the teacher Zemane. And now may I give up the floor to teacher Zemane.
Yes, thank you, teacher. Thanks for inviting me. So yes, welcome to our webinars. And first of all, I would like to say thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my views and experience concerning about the strategy to improve receptive skiing. So according to teacher presentation, we are aware of the importance of receptive skiing. And also there are some strategies teachers use in the classroom in order to improve learner receptive skiing. However, it would be boring or interesting if we use a traditional methods of teaching language inputs. So that's why I'm here today to demonstrate how to apply metacognitive strategy and also innovative technologies to make your classroom more innovative and also make your learner more engagement in learning and teaching. And basically, metacognitive strategies refers to thinking about thinking. So which means the process designed to help students for understanding the way they learn. So this is a lesson plan that I'm going to apply in this webinar with all the teachers watching. Okay, so teachers watching. So you're also a teacher and also you're also a student in this webinar. So I'm willing to see your ideas and your answer in the chat. So this is a lesson plan as the teacher in this webinar is advanced level. So I choose intermediate and also the target audience as secondary and adults. And the materials we need for this lesson plan are quite simple because we only need a QR code, worksheet, and also PowerPoint slide. So in our real classroom, it takes 80 minutes. So I divide it into 20 minutes for planning and 20 minutes for evaluation stage. And you will have a 40 minutes for your monitoring stage. Okay, so the very first task for this strategy is planning. So, okay, so in the planning stage, please have a look at this photo and can you predict the today topic? So teacher watching, can you share your answer in the chat? Metacognitives, yes, yes, I was ready. Wow, okay. A working mom, yes. Yes, a mom is working, right? A mom have to do the two jobs at the same time. While take caring the babies and also she have to work. Wow, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, So. Yes, you got the correct answer. And also busy mom, yes, thank you, and working mom and work from home. Yes, thank you so much for your answer. Yes. So today's topic is so easy, right? When we look at the photo and we can guess it, topic is about work-life balance. So in this final stage, we have to let them use them pictures or like statements or even questions. So to predict the topics, in this way, we can grab your attention and also activate their knowledge about the topics. So now after we guess in the topics, so can you think about other words or phrases under the title work-life balance? So teacher's question, can you share any words or phrases you can think of under the title work-life balance? Yes. It's fine if it will be a word or phrases as just titled is work-life balance. Or stress, of course. We have got a lot of stress when we are working at home and yes, mental health, okay, work from home, yes, of course. When we talk about the word work from home, work stress and humor, yes. Too much workload, and depressed on our performance in our work. Time management. So you have to balance right between your life and work. Patient, work-related stress. Yes, management, mindfulness. Okay. So I'm really thankful to see your answer and share your answer in the chat. Okay. Yes, multitasking side. Yes, okay. So yes, that today's topic is about work-life balance, and also we elicit some of the words right related to that topics. So in your real classroom, teachers, you can use that photo or statements or even question to grab your attention first. So this is the first step. Okay, so and I will show you this one. Yes. So now I'm going to tell you that you will read 4 people. They will talk about their different types of work and also working situation. So as you can see here, Ronan, Joel, Margaret, and Lily. So the, the topic is again, work-life balance, and we will read about 4 employees, and they're mentioned here. And as I already mentioned before, so the planning stage includes getting attention from the learners and activate their prior knowledge, and also think of what they are doing in the classroom rather than listening to the teachers all the time, you know? So not only that, we teachers need to give them language inputs before we doing the task. Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this one. So teachers watching, please look at these words or phrases, and you might be see in the following text. So before that, can you pick only one of them and then guess the meaning of that words or phrases and share your idea in the chat, please? Yes, for example, yeah. Or what is the meaning of the idea chit chats? Or how do you understand the words commute? Or what is the meaning of the phrasal verb bounce ideas off or wear someone out? Can you pick only one, please? Pick only one words or phrases and guess the meaning of that words or phrase. And free to share ideas in the chat. Okay, for that's right. Yes, I can see your answer. So thank you. Idle chit chat is like a small talk, like weather and life in general. So sometimes we're doing a small talk. There's not that important and it's not related to your work. It's just yes. Honestly, it's waste time. And sometimes waste time. Yes, wear someone out. Okay, I can see another phrase. Wear someone out means exhausted. Okay, you make someone exhausted. Maybe my boss is wearing me out all the time. I just give an example. Okay, don't take it serious. Commute. Yes, another word is commute is trip from home to work. If you're not walking from home, you must go to the office. You walk. Maybe yes. Okay. Thanks for guessing the meaning of the words. Thank you so much. Yes, traveling. I cannot traveling. Yes, that's right. To and from home to work and back. So is it too much time when we take a bus to and from the home to walk? Yes, tired. Okay. Yes, okay. Thank you so much, teachers. Yes. So I'm going to show you this one, the next slide. So here is your first text. So what you have to do is look at these words and also the definition. So please match them. So teachers make it short, 1A or 2B or 3C, something like that. Okay, so you do have to write a full sentence. It's okay. We have to save our time too. Yes. And the first step, we have to, yes, grab their attention, and also we need to introduce the topics. And after we like predicting the meanings of the words or phrases, so you can do this test, right? Because this test might be easier to carry out than the previous text, because you have already taken place the thinking process in your minds. So you can do the matching so quickly. Yes, I can see the answer. Or 5B, 2C, 1E. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. 2C, 1F. Yes, exactly. Okay, correct, right? Yes, I'm sure that your answer are correct. Or okay. So when it comes to planning stage, so remember that teachers, we have to guess the topics and also the predicts the meanings of the unknown words before we let them know what is the word, new words. Let them guess first. Let them guess the meaning of the new word they never encountered before. And also after that, we have to introduce them like that by doing some activities. Not just saying the word meaning is like that, so we can do some matching or some other activities. And in these ways are really effective approaches to language teaching. Yes, okay, thank you. 5B, 6A. I'm sure that they're so easy for you. Okay, 6A. Yes. Okay. So teachers, yes, thanks for answering. So I will show the answer now. So teachers, please check your answer in this slide. And I hope you correct our answer, definitely. Did you correct all answer? I see. So while you're checking, so I think you as well as the planners might have such kind of question like, so how can learners understand that the language that contains treasure they haven't encountered yet, they haven't acquired yet? For instance, the phrase above wears someone out. So learners don't exactly know the meaning of the phrase above, but they can understand it through the pre-existing knowledge that makes someone tired. So the answer for my question is very simple. We use more than our linguistic knowledge to help us understand because of the context and our knowledge of the word and our existing linguistic information. So in other words, we acquire new language just by means of the known word or we learn word. So as you can see here, the bold words are already known by the learners and you teachers and also me, so which can link to the new words and make them understand a new language. So for example, either chick chest, we know the word chick chest is about talking. So we can guess the meaning of the word. Talking is informal talk. And it doesn't relate to the walk. Yes. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. All correct. I'm so proud of you, teachers. And the second stage for this metacognitive strategy is monitoring. So in this stage, we have to prepare some materials for the text. So that's why I prepared this, the two-way. So to approach the text through reading or listening to the recording. So teachers, please only scan only one QR code, please. So make sure that you scan only one QR code. If you prefer reading text, you can move to the reading QR code, or if you prefer listening one, you can go to the listening. And I will give you 1 minute to scan and read the text. The text isn't too long, so I think it's enough. Yes, and if you have any problems or issues about that QR code, please let me know. I will try to help you. And after reading the text, teacher, please answer my question. Yes, you can scan it. Yes. So when you, yes, there's a scan, so you can scan with your phone. You can scan. I think there is a scan in the Viber app. So when you go to the Viber app, you can scan. Finish reading. Okay, yes, thank you. So please answer my question first. So as I already mentioned before, we have to read it. Yes, or when you go to the Viber and you will see the scanning code, a scanning QR code. Yes, and also you can use your camera. Yes. And okay, so the question teachers have to answer is, do they really like their job? So as I already mentioned before, you have to read about that work-life balance, and you will read about the 4 different employees. So after reading the text or after listening to the audios, please answer this question. Do they really like their job? Yes. So when you have, not really, yes. Mhm. Yes, they don't like it. Okay. What about the listening? Is it okay?
Things in mind, you're also going to share the worksheet. Do you also have the worksheet to share?
Oh yes, after I will share the next slide. Okay. Thanks for reminding me. Not really, yes, they don't like it. They don't like their job. Mostly. Yeah. Yes, the same. So thank you. Yeah, they don't like being monitoring. It's okay. Oh yes, you can scan it. Yes. Thank you. This is a paragraph about the IT company worker in US. Yes. So if you share your answer in the chat, I know that you have read the text. So, and also in your classroom, You can do like that. So let them choose the way they like and make them more engaged in their learning. The teacher have to watch them and facilitate their learning process, and also teacher need to support some learning materials and also other needs. Yes, and then teacher need to check their understanding of the text. So this is the first way I check your understanding of the text. Do they really like their jobs? I ask a question and also you can answer it. Yes, they do. And some people say they don't, just bit. Some people say a little bit. So show that you can understand the text for the first time when you read it. Yes, doesn't like her job very much because yes. So I can see so many reasons why they don't like their jobs. Okay, yes, thank you. So in this monitoring state, teacher have to watch and facilitate it. Okay, and also your learner will be more chance to choose their preference, the skill they would like to improve. So if your student wants to improve their listening skill, they can choose this one and they can listen on their own pace. They don't have to rush. So let them read or let them listen. Take them time. And also teacher have to check their meaning, the understanding of the meaning. Okay, you can do it, yes. Yes. The first reading, okay, yes, thank you. Work on the process basis and she can some time off to do some personal activities, right? Okay, so I think some of you can scan it. Now I will show you this paper. Okay, and this is the second time you check their understanding. So we call it double checking. So teacher, can you check? So I just sent you that text and also the audio, and we didn't know who you're reading yet. So please check it, teachers. If you're reading about the Ronan, you can type the name in the chat, Ronan, or if you're reading about the Joe, yes, you can really share the Joe. Yes, I can see Joe now. Yes, sure that you're reading about the Joe. Okay. Yes, so there's a second time we check the learner understanding of the text. The first time they read the text so quickly and they get the general idea of the text. Now they check it again whether their understanding is correct. Ronan, yes, Ronan, Joe. Yes, I can see Ronan, Joe. Ronan, yes. Yes, Joe is more than Ronan. Okay, Ronan. Yes, Ronan too. Okay, yes, Ronan. So I will show the next people, don't worry that. I already mentioned that there are 4 employees. So I will show the next 2 people here. So please check teachers. If you're reading about the markets or Lily, you can mention about the markets and Lily here. So in your real classroom, so you can, teachers can prepare many exercises and also some tasks to let students get more exposure to the new language according to the aims of the lesson. So in your real classroom, you can do if you're reading about the market, you can make them group like A or group B or group C and group D. And teacher can hand out the worksheet and let them do within the groups. So the student can share their answer and they can also discuss with each other in the groups before checking with the teachers. Yes, Market and Lily. Yes, we can see Market, Lily. Okay, yes, thank you, teachers. So Lily, you can be a team C or team D, and Marcus, you can be a team B. And now I'm going to share you the worksheets. So in your teachers, in your classroom, you can prepare this worksheet and let them do within groups. So I will share it with you, teachers. Yes, I send it now. Okay, yes. So I share it, teacher. So you can download that PDF and then you will see the very comprehensive text, multiple choice, and also true false. So after making the group, we will have a 4 group, ABCD, Marcus, Lily, Jules, and Ronan. So you can share and find out that worksheet and let them do. And then after that, teacher can check with them. Okay, yes. So the last stage, and is but not least, is evaluations. So which is the crucial part of the learning process in this metacognitive strategy, because we have to let them produce the language they acquire from the text. So I prepared this short writing. So let them write a summary about the person they learned from the text. So if you have learned about Lily, so you can write about a short summary about Lily. So what's her two benefits, what are the two advantages and disadvantages of our working situation? And then you can give your advice to solve the problems in your job. So what advice would be that would be the best to solve her problems? So, and then before that, you have to make sure that your student, your learners can understand what is summary writing, right? Summary doesn't mean copying the entire sentence or phrase from the text. So students try to write the sentences on their own words to show the understanding of the text. And then we have to take time, right? Let them produce the language they acquired from the previous text or listening. Yes. So, but I didn't intend to do it in this webinars. But the choice you have to do is this one. Most important thing is reflection, because asking such reflective questions are powerful because they allow learners to think about what they already know and what they learned, what is working and what is not, and also where they want to be, their learning goals, and therefore they can have self-awareness and also they can take control of their learning. So teachers, here's a some question for you. So can you share your answer in the chat? The first question, how did you work out the means of an? Actually, I already give answer for this question in the first stage. Yes, okay, correct. Thank you. So me guessing, yes, of course. So we have to let them guess. Oh, yes, predicts. Yeah, question is remember. Yes, you remember what we learned before, right? Predict, guess, guessing and prediction. Yes. Yes, I already mentioned that, right? We acquire a new language, a new vocabulary by means of the known words, and we learn words. Yeah, skipping things, okay. So what about the second question, teachers? How much of the text did you understand when you read the first time? Maybe like 50% or 60%, or some people might say 100%, or 80%, more than 190% when you read the first time. Wow. Okay. 50%, of course, yes. Some students might have 50%, right? When they read the text for the first time, and then when they read the second time before they do the text, they can get the understanding like 80% or 90%, 30% or 50%. Yes. Yes. Okay, understand the context. Yes, the first question is looking at the word, and we have to understand the context, and we have got a background knowledge of the word and also the topics. Yes, 40-50%. Okay. And now the last question, which of the texts did you find most difficult and why? So maybe at the planning stage, right, you might have like difficulties to do matching or to guess a new word meaning. Or in the second part, you will find difficulty when you scan the QR code, but it's okay, right? It will be fine. Yes, or which part when you find most difficult in writing, summary writing? A new word, yes. The scanning part, yes. And we have like kind of the apps, and also if you can available, you can download the apps. The scan QR code, you can download the apps. If there is no like scanning in your phone, so you can download the apps, and also you can scan it, and you will see the text, and you will see you can download that audio, and you can listen to it. Question 3, speaking and listening. Okay, yes. So when we communicate with your friends, yeah, the student scanning, yes. Yes, there might be ads, right? If you can find any scanner in your phone, you can download it. The QR code scanning, so you can easily accept the QR code. Do you understand the article? Yes, there is scanner app too. Yes, thank you. Yes, good advice. Thank you. Yes, the problems is I can see here. Yes, thanks for sharing. And Tete said some students get overwhelmed as well. They see the new word and can't think all in one. So the very first step. So teachers have to make sure that at the first step, the planning, right? Before they read the text, so they have to make sure understand that word, right? So we do the 3 stages. The first one, we grab their attention. That's through like guessing the pictures and guessing the topics. And the second one, before we introduce the new language, let them guess the new language first. So we show the new language, and yes, don't get overwhelmed by of that. You can like guess the meaning, and you can share the idea with your friends. So if you learner don't want to share with the teachers, so they can discuss with each other in pair or in groups. And then the third stage, we do some activity. I show them matching, so learner can see this word, and also on the right side they will see the words, so they can match them. Yeah, okay. Yes, okay. How many words they can answer? Yes, okay. Yes, okay. Yes, thank you. So now I will show you this one because I will show how to do the QR codes, as you might be interested in using this QR code in your classroom too. So it's so easy, teachers. So you can go to the website and you will see the Me QR codes, Me QR, and you can go to the home page and you will see that one. So if you have the PDF files or if you have like audios or some other things, so you can pick one. So this one, I show you the examples. Yes, I copy the text and I paste it there in the message box, and you will see the ready-made QR code within a few seconds. So it's easy to use, teachers, and it's also for lifetime free. So you can use that QR code and let them like free to adapt on their own visual learning. Yes, sometimes it can be, yes, various in some places and more challenging for some students. Yes, in this you can propose some like worksheet and also like paper. So if they can like scan the QR code, so you can hand out the worksheet and let them. So don't lose their motivation. Teacher need to support any materials if they need it. Yes. Okay, and also the NeuroCat the website is also useful because if you want to convert the text into the audio into the speech, so you can use that yes, the website. So I simply copy the text and also paste it there. You can create the audio, and there is voices, other voices too. You can choose it. Yes. Okay. Yes. Thank you so much. And in addition, there is more useful resources, and that will make your classroom innovative way, and it help your strategy effective. So will be shared by teacher turn very soon. So I will hand over to you, teacher.
Thank you so much for inviting me, teacher. Next slide, please, teacher. Yes. So thank you so much for inviting me again, teacher. And as we have seen here in this lesson plan, we provide the listening and reading source to the learners. And like that one, there are so many teaching aids and resources we can use to enhance the receptive skills of our learners. So here are some, like maybe recorded interview, podcast, and radio, plus radio can be used to improve listening skills. And class wiki and class blog can be used for the reading skills. For example, we can ask the students to read a text in the class wiki, and then we can check their comprehensions by asking them to comment on it. So in that way, we can integrate both reading and writing together. So we can integrate more than one skills by using these apps too. So there are so many resources and learning aids like that one. And we would like to share you here. These are some of them. So I think that they will be very useful for you if you can find out these things for your lesson plan. And I would believe that it will be very interesting for your learners, and that will help your learners engage in the learning, and they will also improve their listening and reading using these sources. Okay, so yes. So from this webinar, what do you get from this webinar? So did you find anything useful today? So if you have anything useful, could you please share us in the chat box? Yes, thank you, teacher Sae. Yes, thank you. QR code, yes. Okay. So useful, yes. Nice to hear that it is very useful. Creating QR code, how to create effect. Yes, very good. Thank you. Yes. So applying the applications, yes, thank you. So the second question is, did you learn anything new about how to teach receptive skills? Could you please tell us what you find, what do you learn new from this webinar? Yes. PPT is the chat box. Yes. Thank you. Reflections. Okay, remind me to use the QR code. Thank you for sharing. Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, planning first and confident in English learning, and yes. Yes, innovative and thinking for lesson plan. Yes, thank you so much, teacher. So the last question is, do you have any other idea to share with us? If you would like to share us, you can share it through the chat box too. Yeah, I learned how to plan for lessons. Someone say, attract students for reading. Yes, perfect. Yes, thank you. Okay, I have learned how to place. Yes, motivation. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so now these are some takeaway message we'd like to give you. So the first one is we need to increase our learners' engagement by using some technology. And we can include these stages in our lessons. For example, planning to let the student predict meaning or to let them connect to their memory. And then for monitoring, we can let the student to do independent work and check their understandings. And for the evaluation stage, maybe we can give some feedback and maybe we can do some reflections in the classroom. So that's, yes, can you share some references, teacher? Thank you so much. So here are some references we use for this webinar, and I think that they will be useful for you too. And you can find out some more interesting activities in these resources. Thank you so much for today's webinar, and thank you for your attention. So we will be very pleased to answer your questions.
Thank you very much, teacher.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. Lots of comments in the chat box. Let's also put Simonway on the screen here for us. Let me share my screen. Okay, thank you very much, teachers. Thank you for your presentation. Lots of comments in the chat box, and thank you for the QR codes and very useful resources for them. Good, thank you. Very interactive, lots of people getting involved in all the lessons. So good. Let's have a couple of questions for you. So yeah, we have put the PowerPoint into the chat box. We will also do that again by the end. So one of the questions we have here What do you think about the QR codes? You've used the QR codes with your lessons. What do you think it adds for your learners using the QR codes? I think some teachers said that this technology might be a problem, but do you think what do you think it adds for your learners?
Yes, okay. So according to my experience, we use like technologies these days. And so students, yes, might have some difficulty using that QR codes in some places because there are lack of internet and also lack of devices. So we can propose like, but it's better to use the QR code because it can make your learners interested, right, in reading. So rather than read it on their books, so learners are more likely to read on the QR code, and also they can read it on their own pace, so they don't have to wait for others. That's why we introduced the new technologies and new ways to make learner more engagement in your learnings. So yes, in some places we can you can use other maybe like using one apps, like you can download the apps. So if there is no like internet, so you can simply download the apps and you can scan the codes and they can read it. So teachers need to prepare some materials in case then they might have difficulty about scanning that QR code.
Yeah, of course. When we start adapting, do you remember when you first started using it? Maybe to know my job, when you first started using it, did you feel like when you're not sure about using technology, like, or are you quite confident now, or before you were always confident?
Yes. So first, we may feel nervous when we find what new technology. So, but one thing is for the teachers, we should get ready with any anticipated problems. So that will be okay for you all if we consider some extra materials if it doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the big thing about what we also in this lesson talking about planning. So also before the planning session for us in our lesson plan is, we said, anticipated problems. And that's one of the biggest things for technology. You can't just try it in the day and think everything's going to go fine, because it probably won't. We've all had that experience, I think, of trying to use technology. Okay, good. So there's another question here about in the planning stage, when you show them the picture, or when you show them the new words, or this kind of predicting the meaning or sort of retrieving the words, we're talking about, the question is about lower levels of English. Do you think you can still do this task, or is there any way you can adapt this task, or can lower levels of English still look at the picture and predict the words, or is there any other advice that you can give?
Yes, of course. We need to choose the vocabulary that they can know, and we need to choose very simple pictures so that they can talk about what they can see and they can guess what they know based on their background knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah, keep it thinking about what they already know and only going a little bit above that.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Zima.
Yes,
Thank you.
it's basically it's depend on your lesson aims. So did you have to plan before the class? So that according to that that I mentioned before, I have make a lesson plan, so the target age and also their level. So did you need to make sure that so the lesson must be just a little bit far from their current levels, because below the current levels they might be an interesting or maybe like boring. So we have to make them a little challenge, not too much. So showing the pictures and also trying to guess the words, and the teacher can hold like TPRs, right? Showing the physical action and let them say the words, right? So we can use that way to release the new words from them. And I think most like the lower levels are likely to active, and they have to participate, and they even though it's not a right or wrong, so they're trying to communicate with the teachers. So if they look at these photos and pictures and doing some activities, so you can try, yes, that kind of things.
That's a really good suggestion, to use other ways. So thinking about what's the vocabulary in the lesson, and what's the way that they can respond to that. So you don't, obviously, if they don't have the English to be able to explain the word in English. So what's another way they can explain the meaning that they understand? So it's still just giving them the time. They said giving them the time that they are able to retrieve and see if they know the meaning. So like you said, doing some kind, can they do some kind of action to show it? Or can they speak in their language, in their local language, in their native language to explain the meaning? If that's because the point is about guessing the meaning. So not necessarily, this is maybe not the time that they have to use all English. So that's a very good, really good suggestion. Or can they draw? You know, so let's just think about that. What ways can they do it? That's a really good idea. So another question we have here is about, I think, the evaluation stage, and about, so the one is from Nyatlin Cohen. He asks about the controlled practice stage, and then we have the freer practice stage. So do you think, like with the freer practice stage, is it good to give them like a personalized? I think the one that you gave was a freer practice stage, but do you think does it always need to be like a very personalized task for the freer practice stage?
Yes, after making control practice, right, in the freer practice, and let them produce the language, right, they acquire. So yes, it could be like personalized, or it could be in some frameworks, but I prefer that doing some like a framework, because they can follow the steps. For example, if I let them write a summary, so they have to understand how to write this one, and also they can add their own ideas too. So in this way, that's why I provide the two ways. The first one, they will have to reflect what they have read, and they can write it on their own language. So that's the first way they produce the language. And the second one, they can also share their own views and ideas to suggest to solve that working situation. So that's why, yes, I prefer to choose like in the frameworks, and also you can be like free, more free or more varied. There are so many tags you can personalize or share with your point to the text.
Yeah, good. Namajo, do you want to add anything there?
Yes. So here, what he asks is, can we also give students freer practice afterwards? So why not? We can give them freer practice. Whenever we did control practice, we can also try to follow up by a freer practice. So we should. Why not? We should ask them to do some freer practice. But here we don't get much time. That's why we cannot present including the freer practice too. Thank you so much for your questions.
Yeah, no, I think the task that you gave was a freer practice, and I think that's okay. I think some teachers think they always need to give a personalized task, and we don't necessarily always have to. It doesn't always have to be personalized. Like it can be, but I think one of the questions says, you know, does it need to have some variety? Of course, we should think about that. What is our freer task, and what's the productive task we're giving them? If you're always giving them the same thing, then maybe it will get boring. Because if you're always giving them personalized, then maybe that gets boring also. We should have some variation. You know, if you always go to, okay, now everybody have a discussion about how this relates to you. If you always do that, then that can get boring as well. So I think and we have to think about our time as a teacher. We can't always, sometimes that's too big a jump for them to relate it to themselves. We should keep it linked to the task. So I think the task that you gave, asking them again to make a summary about the text, is absolutely fine. So we have a technical question. Are the QR codes permanent, or do they expire? Do you know that?
Teacher is really glad to say that it's your lifetime free, so you can use it. There is no limits, and also there's no expires. So there are also others like QR code, but I choose this one. At first, I choose the other website, but it cannot work for some iOS version or Android version. So there must be like problems about that types of phone. So I use this code. It's really free, and also you can use it every time and anywhere.
Good. Yep, I hope that answers the question. But yes, as we said before, always check. Do your QR codes and then check them all before you give them to your learners. Yes, good. Okay, we'll have that as our last question for today. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. So here is what many people will be wanting as well. Here's our QR code. So here's the QR code that you can save and you can hopefully use. And if not, we will put in the link in the chat box for you to complete the survey. And remember to give your feedback to us, because that's very important for us as well, because we always want to improve the webinars for you and make them as practical as possible and give you something to take away. So I will also put the PowerPoint back in the chat box again. So it's in there a couple of times so everyone can save it. So you have something to take away, and hopefully you've got some other ideas that you can take away with you today. But I think today's been very informative. So thank you so much to our teachers for preparing something for us. So next week, if you would like to join us for next week, we will have a session on formative assessment. How exciting it is, actually very exciting. I think formative assessment is great. So thank you very much for joining us. Yes, you can see there is the link for the survey is also in the chat box. So thank you very much. Okay, teachers, you can say goodbye.
Yes, thank you so much for watching us and also for your participation and contribution. Have a good day.